Now my camera wants to work, so hopefully we are live and hopefully everything is working. I'm gonna do something a little different today. We are still reading in the book of Exodus. We're still gonna continue our chapters 32 and 33. But my friend Michael Tucker, right now, he's going through some serious heartbreak. I'm not exactly sure what happened because he went a few months without talking to me. But he's in love with this girl and she doesn't want to be with him, and he is like completely heartbroken right now. And I've been trying my best all night to help try to make him feel better and stuff like that. Nothing that I'm really doing is working. So I'm just going to pray for him real quick, and hope that he gets healed, I guess. Dear God, I pray that you lay your hands on Michael Tucker. I pray that every single ounce of pain that he's feeling, love that he feels for this girl who just absolutely wants nothing to do with him, is healed. I pray that he realizes his worth, and if she can't see that, lost. I know that he seems like he's a pretty good person. He's had a pretty rough life from what I've been told, and I just pray that you lay your hands on his broken heart, because he is in the hospital right now with so much anxiety and chest pains and just a high heart rate. And I just pray that you just work a miracle in his life and just open up her eyes and let her see that he can be trusted and that he does really love her, and just so they can have a happy family again, because I know that they have a daughter together. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, now that we finished that prayer from Michael, he's actually Snapchatting me right now about everything that's going on. His heart rate was like 176, you guys, so I just hope that they're able to get it down before he has a heart attack, because I know he's having some pain in his left arm all the way down into his left hand, and that's one of the signs of a heart attack, is being on your left side. So while we wait on that and while the hospital is doing their job, we're going to read chapters 32 and 33 today in the book of Exodus. I figured we could read together and that I would do it on live in case you stop me, explain something, ask something, that kind of stuff. So we are on chapter 32, and it's about the gold calf. When the people saw that Moses delayed in coming down from the mountain, they gathered together Aaron and said to him, "Come, make gods for us who will go before us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." Which I'm going to pause right there and just say their thinking was stupid and very idiotic. Hold on. Chelsea. Their thinking was stupid and very idiotic, because here, you want my phone? Hey, girl. Let me turn on the volume so I can find it in case you hide it. Hold on. There. Their thinking was very idiotic, in my opinion, because they saw him go up. At this point, they already had the 2 stone tablets. God's already given them instructions for the tabernacle and stuff like that, and how they're supposed to dress, and the lamp oil and all that stuff at this point. And so they know that he's up there, and I feel like at this point they're just getting impatient. And so they decide to build a golden calf, which they want to worship, which is stupid, because it says in the Bible that you're not to put any gods before him. So, and that's idolatry, actually. Aaron replied to them, "Take off your gold rings that are on your ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me." So all the people took the gold rings that were on their ears and brought them to Aaron. He took the gold from them, fashioned it with an engraving tool, and made it into an image of a calf. So he did this for them, even though it says not to. Then they said, "Israel, these are your gods who brought you up out of the land of Egypt." When Aaron saw this, he built an altar in front of it and made an announcement. "There will be a festival to the Lord tomorrow." Early the next morning they arose, burnt offerings, and presented fellowship offerings. The people sat down to eat and drink and to go up to party. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Go down at once, for your people you brought up from the land of Egypt have acted foolishly, corruptly, and the calf. They have bowed down to it, sacrificed to it, and said, 'Israel, these are your gods who brought you from the land of Egypt.'" Is it true? Because obviously we know today that anything that you build by hand has absolutely no power to bring you up out of Egypt, no power to heal you. That's just stupid. That they were so kind of like in the previous chapters before, it said that Pharaoh's heart was hardened. I feel like that's their hearts at this point. The Lord also said to Moses, "I have seen this people, and they are indeed a stiff-necked people, stubborn. They leave me alone so that my anger can burn against them, and I can destroy them, and I will make you into a great nation. But most favor of the Lord his God. Lord, why does your anger burn against your people you brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and a strong hand? Like, really, Moses? Like, you really had to ask that? Why should the Egyptians say he brought them out with an evil intent to kill them in the mountains and eliminate them from the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce anger and relent concerning this disaster plan for your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. You swore to them by yourself and declare, I will make your offspring as numerous as the stars in the sky, and I will give your offspring all this land that I have promised, and they will inherit it forever. So the Lord relented concerning the disaster he had said he would bring upon his people. Then Moses turned and went down the mountain with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hands. They were inscribed on both sides, inscribed front and back. The tablets were the work of God, and the writing was God's writing engraved on the tablets. And Joshua heard the sound of the people as they shouted. He said to Moses, there is a sound of war in the camp. But Moses replied, it's not the sound of a victory cry, and not the sound of a cry of defeat. I hear the sound of singing. As he approached the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, Moses became enraged, as he should, and threw the tablets out of his hand, smashing them at the base of the mountain. He took the calf they had made, burned it, and ground it to the powder. Grounded it to powder. He scattered the powder over the surface of the water and forced the Israelites to drink the water. Then Moses asked Aaron, what did these people do to you that you have led them into such a grave sin? Don't be enraged, my lord, Aaron replied. You yourself know that the people are intent on evil. He said to me, make gods for us who will go up before us, because this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him. Stupid. So I said to them, whoever has gold, take it off. And they gave it to me. And when I threw it into the fire, out came this calf. Moses saw that the people were out of control, for Aaron had let them get out of control, making them a laughingstock to their enemies. And Moses stood at the camp's entrance and said, whoever is the Lord, come to me. And all the Levites gathered around him. He took them. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Every man fasten his sword to his side. Go back and forth his neighbor. The Levites did as Moses commanded, and about 3,000 men fell dead that day among the people. You have been dedicated to the Lord since each man went against his son and his brother. Therefore you have brought a blessing on yourselves today. The following day Moses said to the people, you have committed a grave sin. Now I will go up to the Lord. Perhaps I will be able to atone for your sins. So Moses went to the Lord and said, oh, these people have committed a grave sin. They have made a god of gold for themselves. Now, if you would only forgive their sin, but if not, please erase me from the book you have written. The Lord replied to Moses, whoever has sinned against me, I will erase from my book. Now go, lead the people to the place I told you about. See, my angel will go before you, but on the day I settle accounts, I will hold them accountable for their sin. And the Lord inflicted a plague on the people for what they did with the calf Aaron had made. Which Aaron's supposed to be helping Moses, but at this point, I feel like he's more of like I don't know if burden would be the word. 33, the tent outside the camp. The Lord spoke to Moses, go up from here, you and your people you brought up from the land of Egypt. So the land I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your offspring. I will send an angel ahead of you and will drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Go up to a land flowing with milk and honey, but I will not go with you because you are a stiff-necked people. Otherwise, I will destroy you on the way. I might destroy you on the way. When the people heard this bad news, they mourned and didn't put on their jewelry. For the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites, you are a stiff-necked people. If I went up with you for a single moment, I would destroy you. Now take off your jewelry, and I will decide what to do with you. So the Israelites remained stripped of their jewelry from the Mount Horeb onward. Chelsea. Sorry, she was grabbing at the Bible. Now Moses took a tent and pitched it outside the camp. At a distance from the camp, he called it to the tent of meeting. Anyone who wanted to consult, all the people would stand up, each one at the door of his tent, and they would watch Moses until he entered the tent. When Moses entered the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down and remain at the entrance of the tent. The Lord would speak with Moses. As the people saw the pillar of cloud remaining at the entrance to the tent, they would stand up, then bow and worship, each one at the door of his tent. The Lord would speak with Moses face to face, just as a man speaks, no man, with his friend. Then Moses would return to the camp. His assistant, the young man Joshua, son of Nun, would not leave the inside of the tent. The Lord's glory. Moses said to the Lord, "Look, you have told me lead this people up, but you have not let me know whom you will send with me. You said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor with me. Now, if I have indeed found favor with you, please teach me your ways, and I will know you, so that I may find favor with you. Now consider that this nation is your people." Elsie, don't put that in your ear. And he replied, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." "If your presence does not go," Moses responded to him, "don't make us go up from here. How will it be known that I, your people, have found favor with you unless you go with us? I and your people will be distinguished by this from all the other people of the face of the earth." The Lord answered Moses, "I will do this very thing you have asked, for you have found favor with me, and I know you by name." Then Moses said, "Please let me see your glory." He said, "I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before you. I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. But he cannot see my face, for humans cannot see me and live." The Lord said, "Here is a place near me. You are to stand on the rock, and when my glory passes by, I will put you in the crevice of the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take my hand away, and you will see my back, but my face will not be seen." And that is chapter 33. So tomorrow we're going to read and 35. And those are about the new stone tablets, the covenant obligations, and the Sabbath commands, building the tabernacle, which he's already given instructions for at this point, and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any opinions or want to make a comment about what we read just now, do so now. Because if not, I'm going to do another live and read. And we're going to read some more of this book because it's a really good book. No comments?